Hey all, hope you're all good. Welcome to my channel, Sri World of Coding. So from today, I'm going to start a SQL playlist in which I'm going to solve some lead code problems. So let's begin. So the first question that I'm solving is big countries. So the table name is world and it has these following columns, and which name is the primary key, and other column gives the continent, area, population and GDP of that country. So we have given a condition: if a country is big, if its area is greater than or equal to 3 million kilometers square, or population is greater than or equal to 25 million. And we need to write a SQL query to report the name, population and area of big countries. So I will copy this and write select statement. I need these column from output. From table name is world, where I need the countries which are which are known as big countries. So I'm going to apply where clause, where area greater than equal to 3 million, or or population is greater than equal to 25 million. So let's run our code to check whether our code is passing the test cases or not. Okay, so let's submit our code. Okay, as you can see, our code has been accepted. So let's move to the next problem. So this problem number is 1757. Table name is product and the column name is product ID, low fights and recyclable. So the type of column product ID is int. It's alphanumeric. This has y and n data stored in it. Low fights column is recyclable. So y means the product has low fight, n means it's not. Similarly, y in recyclable column means the product is recyclable, and n means it's not. So we need to filter out. Uh, okay, so we need to filter out IDs of product that are both low fat and recyclable. So select output has only product ID from table name products, where equal to y and is also recyclable. So what I've done, I've selected product ID from products which has both low fat and is recyclable. So let's run our code to check our sample test case are getting passed or not. So this is our output and this is the expected output. So let's submit our code. Okay, it's accepted. Let's move to the next problem. The problem ID is 554. Find customer referee. Um, so here the table name is customer. It has the following columns: ID, name and refer ID. ID is the primary key. Name and ID of the customer who referred them. So we need to write an SQL query to report the names of the customer that are not referred by the customer with the ID. Okay, so as you can see, 3 has referred to, 5 has referred 1, 6 has referred 2. So okay, so we need to write an SQL query to report the names of the customer that are not referred by the customer with ID 2. So Will, James, Bill and Jack. Okay, okay, so let's write select. We have to write name from table customer where okay, basically we have to return all the rows where refer ID is not 2. So these are the 4 rows with ID 1, 2 and 4, 5. So where referee ID is not equal to 2 and or this is the symbol not equal to, or referee ID is null. So let's run our code to check. Okay, seems the output is correct. Let's submit our code. Okay, it's again accepted. Now move to the next question. So the problem code number is 183, a customer who never ordered. So we have one table customer with ID and name. And we have the orders table in which ID is the order ID and customer ID is a foreign key which is referring to column ID in table customers. So we need to write an SQL query to report all the customer who never order anything. Okay, so we have two orders, 1 and 2, in which the order is made by 3 customer with ID 3 and 1. Okay, so 3 and 1 has ordered. So Henry and Max hasn't ordered. So this will be the our required output. So let's write our code. Select select the name as we have output column name as customers from table customers where ID not in. Select customer ID from orders table. So what I've done, I've returned all the customer names from customer table whose ID is not present in customer ID column of orders table. So let's run our code. Okay, seems good. Let's submit our code and it's accepted. Let's move to the next question. 182. So we have table persons with column ID and email ID. ID is a primary key and each row contains an email. Okay. So we have to write the SQL query to report all the duplicate mails. Okay. So select email as we have to write the column name as email from uh, table name is person, group by email, and count star having count star or let's say count email greater than 1. So what I've done, I've written email from person group and group by email. Group by on column email having count email greater than 1. So let's run our code. Okay, seems good. Let's submit our code. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Question ID is 176, second highest salary. Okay, so the table name is employees and it has column ID and salary. So we need to write a SQL salary to report the second highest salary of an individual from table employee. If there is no second highest salary, the query should report null. Okay. So from this table you can see the second highest salary is 200 and it's in sorted order. Okay. And if okay and if has no second salary, it should return null. Okay, so let's write select distinct salary from table name is employee. Okay, order by salary only in descending order, and we have only one output, so we are setting limit as 1. But the twist is when you will sort this in descending order, so the first will be id 3, then the id 2 and id 1, and we only need the second highest salary, so we need to remove the id with 3. So we are writing offset 1. Seems good. Let's run our code. Okay. The column is okay. We have not handled this condition. Okay. First, okay. First is this. The column name should be second highest salary and with If there is no second highest salary, it will return null. So I will write if null. Okay, seems good. Comma null as second highest salary. So what what it will do, if this statement returns, it will return its value. Otherwise, if it return null, so null will be returned. So now let's run our code. Hopefully it will now run. Okay. Now let's click on submit. So the solution is accepted. Now moving on to next question. So this is an extension of this question in which we have to find the nth highest salary. So the parameter n is being passed. Okay. So we'll write just a simple query. I will just copy paste it from here. Offset 1 from here till here. But the twist is we have to find the nth salary. For getting a second highest, we have subtracted 2 minus 1. So for getting n highest salary, we will write n minus 1. So let's run our code. Mm, okay. Okay. So we need to declare. So let's declare a variable. Declare m of type int whose value will be m equal to n minus 1, and we have to replace with m. So what I've done, I've declared a variable m of type int and setting m value is n minus 1. This is passed to the function. So what we'll do, it will first sort the salary in descending order. Limit 1 only outputs the only one row, and offset m will remove the top m minus 1 rows. So let's run our code. Again some issue. Okay, now seems good. Now let's click on submit. And it's accepted. So now let's move on to our last question in which I have to combine tables. Here order number is 175 and we have two table, person ID with column name as person ID, last name, first name, address with address ID, person ID, state ID. Okay, where person ID is the foreign key. Okay, so it will basically if the person ID is not null in address table, report null instead. Okay, so okay, where it is null. Okay, so our output have these columns. Okay, I will just copy paste it for my convenience. Oops, comma, comma, and comma. Okay, from table, from person table. Left join. Let's give it a variable name as also p. Left join table address as a on column p dot person id na. Yep, equal to a dot person id. So I'm basically what is doing, combining these two table values through left join. So the all rows, number of rows in the person table and the output table will remain the same, where it will find a match on person id, those values will be present, else it will be having null. Seems good. So hope you enjoyed my video. Kindly like and subscribe to my channel. In the next video I will be coming and solving few more Leetcode problems. Have a nice day.